Hello, we're here for another episode from 8 Eagles Gather, and this time we're filming outside, which is a little bit different for a background. There's probably a little bit more light here. It's winter time, okay, it's not that cold out, but we'll see what happens here. Now, going back to kind of little idioms or things that I have liked over the years to talk about, we're going to talk about this one being on thin ice. And sometimes when we hear somebody issue that idiom, whether it's to disciplining kids or talking to others or whatever, it's kind of like a little warning that you're either walking on thin ice and be careful because watch out, you're in danger of crossing the line or the red line or whatever. And so it's kind of like a little warning, but it actually plays very, very truthful in reality. When I was teaching up in northern Manitoba, I taught snowmobile safety and hunter safety, and one of the things that I talked about was the concept of thin ice. You've got to be very, very careful when you're in northern country or any lake or river country doing whatever activity. You've got to be aware of ice conditions and the fact that anything can happen at any time. And so what I used to teach about was the fact that up north, when I was doing the safety programs, that if you fell through in the winter time through the ice or whatever the case may be, you had basically 6 minutes to live. And the reason for that is because of hypothermia setting in. Hypothermia is a very, very serious condition, and in a matter of minutes you can die from it. It's an extreme, fast, rapid loss of body heat, and the process up there that was known by trappers and fishermen and people alike was that you had to be prepared for that in some way, and the fashion of preparedness is very difficult. You had to have the equipment with you, you had to get out of the water, you had to strip down, you had to light a fire, and within 6 minutes, if you didn't get your body temperature going up, you were as good as dead. And so that sort of thing is very, very serious. And I was just talking last night, my wife and I were having supper with a fellow in Brandon, and he mentioned a similar thing. He said that they were skidooing in the wintertime on river ice and kind of in the dark, which is a bad thing to do, and especially on a river or whatever, because you cannot see a lot of the surroundings that are around you, whether it would be a limb or a tree falling across the pathway or just recently coming down, whether you're following other well-beaten snowmobile tracks or whatever. But all of a sudden he thought, okay, there's an open spot in front of me where it's clear, I can maybe go up beside my partner, my buddy, or whatever. And as he was pulling up beside him, he all of a sudden realized he was heading straight for open water on a river not too far out of Brandon, Manitoba. And so quickly he kind of moved in, slowed down or whatever. So what he thought was straight ice, thin ice, whatever the condition of the ice, was actually open water. And he made a statement to us. He said if he had gone through into the water that day, he could have died. I mean, snow machine and everything, rescue far, far away in the nighttime, not very good. So you've got to be prepared to do what you're doing, whether it's outdoors or whatever, and I call it a total preparedness for the activity that you're going on. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to read from a little booklet I put together, my wife and I, 22 books and booklets. Here's a little booklet. Okay, it's called The Descendants Are Here. And so what this is, The Descendants Are Here, it's about my Icelandic background, my Viking background. And I just want to read you a poem from this book. I won't read the whole booklet because it kind of opens up and whatnot with a back cover here. But I wrote a special poem that's in this book, and I want to read it out to you. It's called Imminent Danger. Here we go. Imminent Danger is not a very long poem, but it has a very, very definite message to it. And we have the sun coming out. Things are getting a little bit brighter. I can feel the warmth of the sun right now. So here we go. Imminent danger. They said it would happen without warning, to be ready and prepared to go. So what is that talking about? Well, here's an example, okay, of reality. Happened many, many times, I'm sure, in various places of the earth. Ground is moving, shaking, swirling dust upwards, noise increasing, overcoming from deep down below. Earth cracks below my feet, and suddenly she glows. Fireball flashes, rocks fly skyward, the mountain breaks in two. Grab the kids, the ash burns at our clothes, no longer seeing, coughing black, running toward home. Glow and stench of lava flowing, I must make it out. Reaching home, yelling, grab what you can, run for the gorge. Steep and narrow, ever winding, heading for the fjord. All kids present, and me and Hannah, reach the sunlit shore. Joining others and ever hopeful, the Viking ship set sail. There was a short poem of imminent danger. It actually has occurred at various places of the earth, I'm sure, many, many times. But basically the message here is that whatever you do, you've got to be prepared for any situation, any accident. It could be an accident on the road or whatever, when you're traveling in situations and circumstances where perhaps it would have been better to stay at home and just rest. We are filming right now. I'll let you know we're filming out where we live. My wife and I live, okay, on an acreage close by Carberry. Right behind, I'm looking out where she's at the camera, monitoring the camera there, and all I see in front of me is open bush. The leaves are off the trees, and there's a few squirrels running, preparing for winter. The dog is barking on the deck, kind of guarding the home front here and things like that. So I'm just going to close with this episode right now, and we'll catch you back with the next episode very, very shortly. And I'll be changing the scenes every now and then. Okay, so take care, bye for now, and be prepared in whatever